Do not quit your job if you don't have a clear plan. Do not make any hasty decisions. Don't just be like, oh, fuck it, I'm leaving. I quit. Whoa, relax. Hasty decisions without rational, logical thought processes behind them, without really thinking about if that's best for you or not, is a bad move because you end up regretting that decision. Big decisions that you need to make need to be very well thought out, both emotionally and logically. For example, when I was moving to America, I had a big decision to make. Do I take the green card or do I move to Dubai and go tax-free and keep traveling? How did I make that decision? I wrote the pros of moving to America and I wrote the cons of moving to America. And on the other side of the page, I wrote the pros of moving to Dubai and the cons of moving to Dubai. And I wrote 10 factors for each one. And then I gave each factor an average weighting out of 5. And then I added the maths and I worked out logically which one made more sense. And I made my decision based on that. Yes, I could have also made it emotionally, and you could make emotional decisions, but I do not recommend that. Do not make decisions based on it purely on emotion. Oh, it just felt right. Yeah, it might have felt right there and then, but the next day, a month, 6 months, it doesn't feel right. As men, we need to make rational decisions that make sense for us in the longer term. You need to make good long-term decisions, not just a decision for the short term. Oh, if I quit my job, I'll be happier tomorrow. Sure, you'll be happier tomorrow. What about in a month or two? They say it's better to find work when you're already in work, which I absolutely agree with. Going unemployed for too long is really not a good look on your CV. If anything, you need to find a gap to fill that space. So find a friend that runs a company. I know I've done it for a few of my friends where they put my company down and I sort of, gave them they picked a role that they wanted to do at the company and I allowed them to put my company name down and they also utilized me as a reference. So you can do that. However, let me repeat, do not quit your job in a haste decision. Don't make a fast-paced decision. I know you might be pissed off and angry and upset. Believe me, so was I with most of my bosses I ever worked for. I hated working for anyone. I was a terrible employee. Terrible. The worst. You do not want to hire me. I would find the fastest way to copy your company, get the F out, and make more money than you, and steal your employees, and steal your clients. You do not want to hire me. I'm that kind of person. Naturally rebellious, purely entrepreneurial. We're not all built the same way. So please do not quit your jobs. Use the evenings and the weekends to stop drinking and stop smoking weed and stop watching sports. I'm sorry, that sounds pretty fucking horrific, doesn't it? Sadly, that's the case. Cut out all the other shit that you're doing, no TV shows, no movies, and come home. I know you're tired. And also on the weekends, don't tell me you're working weekends as well. You're definitely getting a day off. Sit down on that day and think to yourself, what do I want to do? How am I going to make money? What is the avenue I'm going to take to get me out of this job, to fulfill me, to give me happiness, to make me money? Okay? Sit and think about what's going to work for you, not what's working for everyone else. What's working for everyone else does not work for you. I hope that's clear. We all have particular skill sets. If you do not know how to look at marketing campaigns, you're terrible with computers, do not run an Amazon FBA business. Do not run a Shopify store. Stick to your own lane and think about what business you could start. There is all different types of businesses you could start. Hey, if you want to be a crypto investor, you want to invest in different tokens. I know there's a bull run going on now. Sure, start researching. Start checking out YouTube videos of people who are talking about different tokens. Learn how to buy a token. Start buying a few tokens with the money that you earn from your company, from your salary. A few $100 here, a few $1,000 there. Take a few risks. Do not quit your job to go be a crypto investor. Please do not do that. Okay. I never quit any of my jobs unless I knew I had something lined up. The first job I quit was one of the biggest like banking firms in the city. I quit when I'd raised $150,000 from an investor to start a business because that was paying me a salary. The second job I quit at Google, I quit because I was already making money on the side from another business, which matched my salary. And on that day, I left the company because I matched my salary, and that was my goal. So those are the two instances where I left jobs. I never quit a job without a plan B. Please do not do that. Think very carefully. Leave any comments about how I can help, how we could conjure up some thoughts for you about what you could potentially get into, what makes sense for you, and I'll make more videos on what exactly you should be doing to make money. I know my crypto videos did quite well in regards to that particular token called Data Ownership Protocol, which should launch quite soon, which should make me a fair amount of buck. And I've given a private code to a lot of people that message me on my Instagram. So I hope we all make a nice, 3 to 5x, I'm predicting, on that coin. And hopefully there'll be many more. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, any difficulties that you're going through, please drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to assist you as to what your next move should look like. Good night.